So guys, please welcome to Champagne Club by Richard Juhlin and our new design of the website. So I'm going to walk you through the different parts of the site and give you some small tips on what you will find here. So this is the landing page. We start off with the logo on top and 6 different categories and discover the world of champagne. So on this site, you can sign up for a membership or you can log in. And under here, we have the actual status of the tasting library. So we have 12,318 unique tasting notes in the library. So if we scroll down a little bit, we come to a section which says welcome to the club. Again, with the button you can sign up. Here we have an introduction video from the masterclass if you would like to have a little sneak peek on that one. If we scroll down further, we will have the latest news feed. So this means that all the articles and blog posts and those kind of things that we publish will land in the latest news feed in chronological order, like so. And what you see here, for instance, to the left, the Champagne Legend Bollinger article, it's a locker up here, which means that it's locked for non-members, and the other 2 articles here are not locked. So you need to be a member to read those. But we will get back to that when I show how it looks when you logged in as a member. If we scroll down further, then we'll get a presentation of the Richard Juhlin Tasting Library. You can browse directly to the library. Here we have a short list of the top wines. If we click on browse for the library, you will be asked to sign up or log in. So we go back to the main page and scroll down further. Here we have some testimonials. So it's always nice to have someone else telling you how good you are. So here we have the former chef de cave from Dom Pérignon, Gérard Chauffroy. We have the former president François Hollande and Edouard Cointreau of Gourmand World Cookbook Awards that give us a little testimonials on Champagne Club and Richard Juhlin. If we scroll further down, we have a little section called About Richard. So we'll click on that one, or you could have gone up here in the headline menu. So here we have the Master of Champagne, and we scroll down. Here is a story on who Richard Juhlin is, the award and accolades. It says that, and of course the books. Again, the testimonials would show on the screen. We scroll down further. We come to the press room, so you can click to the press room to see press releases, newsletters, downloadable photos, and those kind of things. Further down, we have a list, so features Champagne Club in the press. This is in Swedish, and if we scroll down, Champagne Club in the press international. So here we have, for instance, web magazines. It can be TV clips, it can be podcasts, radio clips, and different kind of things. And further down we scroll, we have all the books by Richard. We can also show more. So here we have a feed with all the books, when it was published, which year, and also what kind of awards and accolades have been given to the different books. So all of those are there. And up here is a little sneak peek, the Magnum Opus 12,000. So that is a book that Richard just has finalized. So now there's negotiations with the new publisher. So hopefully that will be published in the spring of 2021. So next year, there you have something to look forward to. And if we scroll after the book section, we will come to the masterclass. So here you can see the video again. And in the bottom here, you can go straight to the star flow. So here you can sign up and watch 15 different episodes. But I will get back here. And at the bottom, we have Engage Richard. So here you can get in contact with us. So that's the About Richard part. Now we click on About Champagne Club. So the Champagne Club is the largest independent source of champagne and information in the world, who was established in 1999. We scroll down, you see the same. You can sign up. You have the video, we have the press room, of course, we have the testimonials. You can see fairly similar to the headline when we presented Richard Juhlin. And here we have the newsfeed, same as we had on the first side. We have the link straight to the library. So what I would do now is to click to the left on news and articles. So here again, we have the news feed. After the highlighted 12 articles here, you can click on all articles or you can browse down. So we have different subsections. So here we have the Champagne stories. So the Champagne stories is the long reads. So these will be the really long articles that we previously have been published in international wine magazines. Now we collect all these articles uniquely under the champagneclub.com. So you will have, for instance, here we have the Champagne Legends, and if we click on that one, and you saw you will have the headline, who's the author, when was it published, a feature photo, and then we have the article. And as you see, since we're not logged in as a member, we need to log in to be able to read this. But I'll go back to a different section and let's do a login. So we go back to the main screen, we log in as a user, like so, and we go to the main page. Here you see that the main page looks a little bit different when you're logged in as a member. So here we highlighted the latest long read article, the Bolling and Vieille Vigne Française, 2010 to 1969. We click on the read more button, and here you have the full featured article for your enjoyment. So it's a really unique, big tasting of all vintages of Vieille Vigne Française ever made. If we go back, we can scroll down. Here we show the newsfeed, and now you see the locker in the right-hand corner is gone. You can go into the main article feed, or we can go down, and here we see different kinds of popular videos that we show. Again, we have the highlight video of the masterclass. We have other types of interviews. Here we have highlighted the Champagne stories. So what I do now, I click on the news and articles in the top left corner, and we browse down from the latest news and go to the sections. So, of course, here's a link with the Never Miss a Story. So here you can put in your email address so you won't miss, newsletters, unique articles, chronicles, and film clips and stuff from us. And you see my address and subscription. Next part is the Champagne stories. So here you have all these big, beautiful articles. We can click, for instance, on the Krug Clos de Menil. So this is a quite unique story with the tasting of Krug Clos de Menil in magnums, published on the 24th of September. And the author is Richard Juhlin. Here you have a beautiful shot of all the bottles on the bar. So again, a tasting where Olivier Krug himself was attending. And here you have all the tasting notes. So here you have all these beautiful big stories of champagne. We can click on the button all articles. So we have a brilliant feed of a lot of these in-depth, really cool, long articles. But if we go back to the news and articles, we scroll down from the latest news. I showed you Never Miss a Story and the Champagne stories. So the next subject section will be 5 bottles, 5 questions. So every week on Fridays, we publish a little interview with people in the world of champagne, and we ask them a couple of questions about their iconic bottles. So you see in the feed here, we have Anton Panasenko, a sommelier from Russia. We have Gina Lyons, who's a champagne influencer from Tampa in Florida. We have the New Yorker Charles Curtis, a master of wine, who's a wine author of wine books, and used to be head of the auction houses. We have a lot of interesting people from the world of champagne giving their little ideas of their favorite bottles. Next clip is the section of films. There are quite a lot of interesting films. For instance, we click on the Harvest Report by Champagne Deutz. So here we have the text on the harvest, and if we scroll down, we have a video from Champagne Deutz when they give their ideas on the historic vintage of the harvest, for instance. And we have a lot of different film clips. It could be, the first time here is films from Krug. We have an intro film about Richard. We have the harvest, as we said, from Deutz. Here we have Bubbles and Tracks in Swedish. That's a Friday live stream tasting. We have another harvest film from Marie Copini. We have the trailer from the masterclass. Let's see if we can find other interesting things. We have an interview with Richard. We have a Friday champagne. So what we will do every Friday is actually that Richard will taste some champagnes and make a little film. In this case, he was with his car sponsor and did a tasting, and we can see the bottle of the 2008 Paul Rocher Cuvée Winston Churchill appear in this one. So if we go through the feed again, I go a couple of clicks back. So the next section of the film is the annual tasting. So one of the really big article series that we make is that Richard gathers his tasting panel once a year, and we do massive tastings with a theme. So in 2020, he did a really big tasting on all the 11, 12, and 13s that has been launched on the market. So there will be an article, it will be a explanation and his review of the certain vintages, and then we have the top lists of the from the 13, the 12, the 11, and then of course a total list of all the champagnes tasted. So here you will find all these different theme tastings. Back to the actual start. Let's go to the bottom of that one, and it was in 2012, started with the White Walpurgis, then we have the Rosé in 13, Prestige Champagnes in 14, 2000 versus 2002 in 15. For instance, we have 04, 05, 06 vintages in 16, we have non-vintage and Vinotex in 17, we have 08, 9, 10 in 18, in 19 we tasted special clubs and all the best growers, and 2020, 11, 12, 13. So what will be the annual tasting in 2021? Well, only Richard knows, because he's the one setting up the theme. The next little part of all the content is the chronicles. So here we can have interviews, we can have interesting chronicles from his birthday, for instance. It was a chronicle on the magical point and celebration of his 12,000 champagne tasted. The next section where we scroll down is the tasting notes. So here we can, for instance, can put down very specific notes. If we click here, for instance, you will find, let's see if we can find something really interesting, like the 1921 Paul Roger. And we click on that one. So here will be tasting note on that very specific wine, and the story on the producer, for instance. So we thought that those wines, we needed a subsection for those fabulous wines. After that, another subsection is the Champagne Guides. And this we might call the Champagne School or the Champagne Academy. So these posts are more, like what you would find in the books. So here we have a section on the bottle sizes, the 20 best champagnes in the world. So if we click on that, you will have Richard's little introduction text, and then he writes an article on the absolutely 20 best champagnes in the world, which you see starts with Cros Clos de Minel, Clos Bonnet, and so forth. And after this brilliant section, we go to champagne and food. Of course, we like to not only drink champagne, we love the champagne with the food. So every month there will be a special recipe. We will blog on, special visits to restaurants when we have combination with champagne and food. Here I have a piece written about chanterelles, so champagne and chanterelles. Here is, an interview with Richard, with Krug, when he speaks about what kind of champagnes he loves to drink with Krug, for instance. So those are the news and articles. Let's go for producer profile, and this is one big part of the site as well. Here we will have short description of Richard's producer rating. We will have an explanation of his 5-star rating system. And then we come down to the all producers. So we have more than 2,500 producers in this section. So you can click on these tickets, or we can, in this case, let's put in Krug in the search field. And here we see Krug, a 5-star rating, 44 champagnes. So we click on that ticket. We will have a feature picture. On the right-hand side, we will have some quick facts on production, website, taste, number of tasting notes, winemaker, and so forth, and the address, of course, and the website. Here we have, from the 5-star rating system, we have Krug, of course, one of the tops. Here we have a text on Krug, written by Richard. On the bottom here, we have the latest articles of Krug, so you can have a quick link to those sections. But if we scroll up again, in that right-hand section, we have a black ticket here, or button, so we go straight for the tasting library. So again, it opens up. Here is Krug. Here's the same explanation text, and down here we have a scrolling list of all the champagnes, different champagnes tasted from Krug. And let's go for one interesting point. Let's take the Clos de Menil. So if we click on that, we will have in chronological order all the Krug de Menils ever tasted. So let's click on the 04. We see the actual score, and we open up here. We have a Krug. We have when it was last tasted. So in this case, it's March 2020. We have the actual 0.9, 97, and we also have the 98-point score. What is important and special for a Champagne Club nerd is that we have a score today and we have a potential score. And this date linked with that is very important, because if we go for something older, for instance, let's go for, let's see, let's take the 1979 Clos de Menil. So here we see that it's tasted last time in April 17. Actually, this wine was released in the early 90s, and Richard has probably tasted this, let's say, 10 to 12 times. So this date has been changed all the time. So and also the score. And here you see the score 99 today and 99 potential. So what that means is that this wine is on its peak. What we see here also is blend style. And here we have, says that it's 100% Chardonnay, and you have a tasting note below there. Let's move over to the tasting library. If we click on that headline, so we have 4 different areas to search for: champagnes, vintages, producers, and villages. So let's click on champagnes. Here we can apply a filter. Here we have wines in alphabetical order, but let's click in, for instance, Bollinger, and we apply the filter. Here we will have all the Bollinger wines. So let's see. We can click on the La Grande Année, for instance. Again, you will have a list of all the Grand Années in our database in the order of the chronological order. So again, we can click on the champagne, and you see the same ticket here to the right with the name, the vintage, when it was tasted, here October 20. So recently, this was tasted actually just a few days ago on the latest trip to Champagne. So 93 points today, 94. It's a cuvée, it's a brut. We have the assemblage, so 65 Pinot, 0% Pinot Meunier, 35% Chardonnay, and the tasting note. So if we go back to the tasting library, we can click in the vintages. And we scroll down, here see 2017. So here we have a list of the 2017s, but let's go for something older. Let's go for 1976, for instance. So here we'll find all the 76s from the best to, you see a long, long list here that we scroll down to the, so all the 96s will be here in ranking from the best point. And again, you can click on the champagne and you find all the information to your right. Or you can click sideways to the 75 or upwards 77, 78. Yeah, you get the picture. So let's get back to the main tasting library feature. Here we can go straight for the producer. And we can go for instance, Celos. Also another 5-star. Here we can click on enlarge. So here we'll read the full article on Celos. And here you will have the tasting notes, and we can click show all tasting notes, feature picture, the text again. And here you have all the champagnes made from Celos. We go back to the main section of tasting library for the last one, that is village. So here we can actually go for, click straight on the button here on Bonnet, which shows 17 producers in the village. We can show the whole section, and we have all the producers. We can click on the specific producer and get into the information about that one and their wines. So that's the whole tasting library part, which is so jam-packed with stuff. We have about almost 300 villages. We have 2,500 producers. We have over 12,300 unique tasting notes at the moment in the database, and it's constantly growing. The last section I would like to show you is the concept of champagne hiking. So I click on that one and we open up. Here we have an explanation of the total concept of champagne hiking. We have an introduction video that you can watch on the side, that where Richard explains the whole concept, that from start to finish took about 3 years to travel to the 100 most beautiful places in the world, having the 100 most brilliant champagnes. So if we go further down here, we have some screenshots of the application. So the application will be published as we speak. So you can have access to all the content that you have on the web. You will also have in the application. But in the application, you can post your own champagne hikings. You can build communities. You can watch leaderboards and those kind of things. So like the Instagram of the champagne world. So we go down here. Here's the explanation of the application with all the different guides in that. We have some testimonials. We have some beautiful screenshots of the book. Here is an explanation of the whole concept again. This is the first chapter of the book written by Richard. And if we go down here, we come to the actual book. So here we have all the chapters in the book. If we click them open, you can read them. You can see the brilliant photography made by Paul Allen, who's been shooting the photos for all Richard's books. So you can read. But if we go back after the first 9 chapters, you will actually come to all the different chapters. So let's see if we can take, you see, we go from the Lake Ekolsnäs, close to Richard's house, to his summer house, and through Sweden, Finland, Norway. Here we are in Iceland, and so forth. Let's see what we will click open. Let's take Råbjerg Mile. So chapter 19, Råbjerg Mile, you will see the photo. Here you can click and actually listen to Richard reading the chapter for you. It says what kind of champagne and what time of the year it is. And here is the actual chapter with beautiful shots from the book. Down here, he explains type of location, directions to get there, the coordinates, what's in the vicinity, restaurants, accommodation, what kind of type of champagne was used, and a screenshot, in this case, a Magnum of the 05 Dom Perignon. Here's a tasting note of that and other alternatives. So quite a cool concept. So you have, we scroll down, as you see, quite a lot of places that you recognize and a lot of places that are quite new. So when we scroll down to the very bottom of this list, you have 101 chapters to read or listen to. So that, my friends, is the walkthrough of the website. Hope you liked this introduction.